The Jeffrey Epstein files have created political earthquakes world over, and now the Indian Parliament has started talking about it. Yesterday we saw Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, in fact, also address a press conference. We have the minister right here with us. Mr. Puri, thank you for speaking to India today. You dismissed Rahul Gandhi's words on the floor of the House through a press conference outside that it is buffoonery and smear campaign. Why are you calling it buffoonery?
No, first of all, I'm glad that you are choosing the word correctly. I did not call him a buffoon. I said his performance indicated elements of buffoonery. Yesterday's performance in Parliament of Mr. Gandhi raises two fundamental questions. Mr. Gandhi should realize, even though he is labeled as a young leader, that the essence of freedom of speech, the essence of democracy, which is anchored in Parliament, in representing the people, lies in participation. If you want to raise an issue, you must do your research and raise the issue and let the other side respond. Now, what he does is he practices something called politics by innuendo. Earlier, I used to say he shoots and scoots. He says something and then he runs away. Yesterday's performance in Parliament was precisely that. What he did was, he was speaking in jiu-jitsu or martial arts language, and he was bending forward to see what a grip in one of these martial arts is. Then he said, because of factors which happened 10, 15 years ago, the Indian state system has surrendered to the Americans on the trade deal. And then he went on to make bizarre allegations that we've lost out on data, we've lost out on farmers, or everybody's lost out, etc. In there was a passing reference. Since I got an opportunity, and I thank him wholeheartedly for mentioning me that I had perhaps some association with that person, I want to remind you that on 26th of November, which was Samvidhan Divas, the man walked up to me in the central hall of the old Parliament building and winked. Not once, twice. I didn't quite realize what he was doing. Then I said, yes, name is in interesting places. Your name is in interesting places. I said, you mean that? I said, would you like me to send you a note? He said, yes. So I sent him a note explaining precisely that. Now, those facts were known. I brought that out in the press conference. But what has happened as a result is, he is greatly diminished now. Because if I were to turn around and say, there is something in the fact, there is something very basic. There is something called criminal wrongdoing. There are files which the FBI has on the victims of those crimes who are now seeking justice. And then there are 3 million other emails. Now, in 3 million emails, there are 2 emails which refer to me or were exchanges with me. By the way, I went to the US. I went to New York as ambassador in May of 2009.
That's right.
I was there till 2017. In 8 years, because I was the Secretary General of the Independent Commission, which was a project on the IPI, I met this gentleman 4 times in 8 years.
But what was the need of meeting?
No, hold on. It was part of the ICM work. It's not a question of need. I also met a lot of other people. When I was first secretary in the Indian High Commission in Colombo, I was sent to meet Mr. Prabhakaran, who was a terrorist. What is the need? That's not a question a journalist should ask. If in the course of your work, you meet somebody, and what happened there? I'm giving him a lecture. You want me to read from the email? You want me to read from the email? I'm saying I met Reid Hoffman in Los Angeles. And I told him that India provides a great opportunity to invest in. Now, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, after I'd given him that note, if he had just read this, he would not have made a fool of himself. And you are asking, what was the need to meet him? I told you I was as part of a project. And you know who the other people who met him were? A former Prime Minister of Australia, the other people who are there. And in that note which I sent him, I told him these are the people. So 1 minute, this story is not about Epstein. This story is about the lack of maturity and the fact that the leader of the opposition, who believes in politics by innuendo and follows a spit and fly thing, hasn't grown up.
But Mr. Puri, in 2008, Jeffrey Epstein had already been convicted of his offense as a sexual offense.
Whoever is doing your research for
And
whoever
you
is doing
meet
your
him in
research for you,
2014.
let me tell you, whoever is doing your research for you, tell him to find out in 2008 how many people knew about it. I didn't know him in 2008. I didn't meet him in 2008. I'm again telling you something. He was part of something in the Florida state, okay, where there was a charge for which he got a house sentence, etc. But I can tell you, I didn't know him in 2008. I didn't meet him in 2009. When I first met him in the year of the Lord, I think 2013, and I've put it on record, I was ambushed into going for a meeting with him, along with half a dozen others. And then he was
18 months in jail.
First of all, I don't know why you're fixated on your 18 months in jail. It was whatever it is. I condemn that. But point is, did everybody know about it? Did you know the kind of people I was meeting? He was sending an email to the White House General Counsel saying, you know, tell Porters to come for this meeting. There are a lot of important people here. Was he meeting important people or not? I'm not important, but I just one of the people. I used to meet 900 people in a year when I was ambassador, or I met later. So please, I think it is also good for you to get a perspective that when I met him, I did not meet him because I wanted to meet him. And you know, by the way, the second email says, he's telling Terje Rod Larsen, the president of the IPI, was famous for the Oslo Accords. He's telling him, two-faced, question mark. And that guy says, if you meet an Indian and a snake, kill the Indian first. So that is my association.
But you certainly felt the need to clarify through a press conference.
I did, because Mr. Gandhi needed education. I did not need to clarify. So far, it's been going on for a while. 3 million emails get put out 3 months ago. This note I sent him was 26th November. Today, whole month of December, whole month of January, 2.5 months ago, I sent him the note. But he chose to play politics by innuendo. So I decided to give him the treatment.
But because you say that this is a smear campaign, does it stop at just responding, or do you plan to take it up legally?
No, first of all, what I plan to do, I will do, and I'm not going to share it with you. My party is already filing a privilege motion against him. I don't know what will be privilege motion. You can turn around and say, why did you hold back so far? Look, I also choose my timing properly. There's innuendo has been going on for a while, but nobody had raised it with me. So one or two journalists like you called me. One called me at 1:30 in the morning. Sir, your name has appeared in this thing. They wrote a story. I said, yeah, please read the email. Oh, you must have known him. I said, known whom? Reid Hoffman. Reid Hoffman is the founder of LinkedIn. And what am I telling Reid Hoffman? Saying that, look, if you want to grow in India, you've got 28 million viewers. Please go by local languages. In Gujarat, even the postgraduate studies are in Gujarati. And then I gave him the example of SoftBank. I said, they have this Japanese telecom and internet giant. They have announced a 10 billion Indian e-commerce investment. And one company has already got, Snapdeal has already got 600 million. So is this what is wrong? I mean, I was not even a government official. I had already retired as ambassador.
So as a private citizen, you meet him? As a
private citizen, I'm meeting somebody. I meet you, give you advice. I mean, if something goes wrong with you tomorrow, am I going to be held for that advice I give you? I'm saying this is an investing opportunity.
But as a private citizen, as part of a delegation, that's what you've said, of the Independent Commission on Multilateralism, is when you met him.
I have told you that in 8 years, 4 meetings, and because I was the Secretary General of the Independent Commission. And by the way, this Independent Commission had 16 thematic subjects. They did retreat. They had some of the most respectable people in the world. I mean, Jose Ramos Horta was on the ICM. He's the president of Timor-Leste.